Okay, time now for This Week in Auto History.
All right.
And this is one of my favorite segments. I don't know why. I like it.
In 1901,
You're welcome.
In the town, thank you very much. In the town of Beaumont, Texas,
What?
Oh,
a 100-foot drilling derrick named Spindletop produced a roaring gusher of black crude oil. The
Texas crude.
Texas tea. The oil strike took place at 10:30 a.m. In 1901 this week, coating the landscape for hundreds of feet around, almost foot thick in sticky oil. The first major oil discovery in the United States, the Spindletop gusher, marked the beginning of the American oil industry. The current administration is trying to mark the end of it. Soon, the prices of petroleum-based fuels fell, and gasoline became an increasingly practical power source. In 1923, Carroll Shelby, the legendary race car driver, team owner, and car builder, was born this week. Though he's perhaps best known for his role in the creation of the Shelby AC Cobra and Shelby Mustangs of the 60s, the history of Carroll Shelby covers so much more. His career spanned decades of racing, engineering, and production feats. And actually, Shelby is producing a centennial version of the new Shelby with special engine and paint scheme as well.
They doing an EV?
No.
a centennial version.
Yeah, and they're only building 100 of them.
Well, obviously it was 100.
So
But
kind of cool.
okay.
You know, if you're a collector of those cars, that's going to be highly sought after. In 1942, Ford Motor Company this week signed on to make Jeeps, the new general purpose GP military vehicles desperately needed by the American forces in World War II. The original Jeep design was submitted by the American Bantam Car Company. The Willis Overland Company won the Jeep contract, however, using a design similar to Bantam's, but with certain improvements. The Jeep was highly in high demand during the wartime, and Ford soon stepped up to lend its huge production operations to build them. The catchy name, some say it comes from the initials GP or general purpose. Others say it was the name for Jeep, the moon dog, the spunky and durable creature who accompanied Popeye through the comics.
That's what I was thinking.
There were a total of 640,000 Jeeps made during the World War II period of 1942 to 1945. 360,000 by Willis, 270,000 by Ford, and only 10,000 by Bantam. There were a total of 9 variations of the Jeep over that 4-year period. In 1953, the Chevrolet Corvette was introduced as a show car at New York's Waldorf Astoria. The car became an American classic almost instantly, sporting a fiberglass body that didn't look anything like anything else on the road. Although some buffs criticized the sports car for being underpowered, that didn't stop the Corvette from speeding off the showroom floors. Chevrolet built 300 of the 1953 Corvettes, and there's approximately 225 of them have been identified and known to still exist today. Why was it underpowered? Because it was an inline 6-cylinder that powered the Corvette.
The Blue Flame 6.
Blue Flame 6. And it wasn't until 1957 that Chevrolet stuck a V8 in the Corvette.
Wow.
In 2020, the 1968 Ford Mustang, Jeff and I were talking about some of the prices at Mecum this week, if you've watched any of it. In 2020, the 1968 Ford Mustang, driven by Steve McQueen in the movie Bullet, was sold for $3.74 million at the Mecum auction.
And it had been ragged out.
Yeah, it's a
Clapped
sad
out.
story behind it. In my opinion, sad story.
Yep. So, this week in auto history.
Thank you, sir. Annual U.S. Light.